Hey y'all, happy Thursday. Welcome back to hanging out with me on my live show. I'm super late today because, as you know, Facebook has removed the option to go live in Facebook groups via third party apps. So I have been working on my settings so that I could still go live in my Facebook group. I'm testing it to see if it's working. Hopefully, it's working. If not, I'll still be doing some testing. So if you see me popping up live multiple times, it's because I'm testing to make sure everything is working properly. All of my settings are correct for streaming inside of my Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, come on over and join us. It's called Package and Sell Your Expertise Online. And you can come over and join us and get connected, and you'll be able to catch the live streams every single week. And the other thing that I wanted to tell you is that um, if you haven't already, you can download my free guide that I've created called 10 Ways to Package and Sell Your Expertise Online. So if you're considering starting an online business from knowledge that you already have, I'm your girl. It's a totally free download, except for in exchange for your email address. But it's 10 ways to package and sell your expertise online. And then I go into detail. And I also give you like some of the great things and some of the not so great things about each option so that you can choose what's right for you. And I say some of the great things and some of the not so great things because listen, everything we do in business is work, like everything, right? There's no business that's going to be easy. Every business is just going to take some work. And so you just have to figure out what kind of work you want to do and what kind of effort you want to put forth. So today I want to talk about 3 ways introverts can close more sales. And I should have added to the title without feeling salesy, because I know that most introverts don't want to feel salesy, even though we know that we got to sell. We don't want to come off as sleazy. We don't want to come off as pushy. We don't want to come off as salesy. And I'm going to talk about some ways that you can actually sell your program without feeling like that, without feeling like you have to be pushy or sleazy. Or feeling like you're coming off like that to people who are in your audience. So the thing is, I think with most introverts, first of all, I'm an introvert. And when I tell people that, they tend to not believe me because they see me doing videos and they see me teaching in person and things like that. And I think that we really, first of all, have to understand the difference. Introvert does not mean shy. Okay. So I am an introvert, but I'm not shy. And I have a client who's the same way. She has a big personality, but she's an introvert. And so you would think, okay, she's definitely an extrovert because she's so good with people. But I love people, but let me tell you, I am a very strong introvert. I'm the kind of person that if someone comes to my house unexpected, they will not get inside. I will leave people standing on the porch, and I have done this. I've done it before, and I don't have any shame. And I'm not the person who goes and hides either. So if somebody comes to my house, I don't turn down the TV. Um, I'm not turning down my music. Whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm not going to stop doing it if they're showing up unexpected. I keep doing what I'm doing, and I don't care if they know I'm in the house or not. The fact of the matter is, if you didn't call me and I'm not expecting you, I'm not stopping what I'm doing to let you in my house. So that's how serious of an introvert I am. So the thing about being an introvert is most of us, we don't mind dealing with people and interacting with people. The thing is, after we're done interacting with people, we need a nap because it's draining. It can drain. It drains us because we get our fuel from being alone. Okay. Extroverts, on the other hand, they get excited when they get around people. When they get connected with people, it fuels their energy, and they have to be around people. They love to socialize. They love to be around people. Um, Introverts, we're not so much that way. We're the kind of people, like, if you cancel the plans, we're actually so excited that you cancel the plans because we really didn't want to go anyway. And we probably committed to that thing when we were feeling a little extrovertish, but then when it was time to show up, we're probably feeling more introvertish. And so I think that there's so many entrepreneurs who are introverts, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I sell my program if I barely like interacting with people? Or if I don't really have a context for interacting with people. I think the biggest thing, this is not just for introverts, but this is for anybody, but I think more so for introverts. I think the biggest thing with selling or any kind of interaction is context. We have to have context for what we're doing, meaning whatever we're talking about has to make sense for right now. It has to make sense for right now. And we're not good at just making up stuff. We're not good at being fake. We're not good at the phoniness. We have to have context for whatever we're doing, and it has to be meaningful. And so I think that the fear of selling comes from the real fear for introverts when it comes to selling is more along the lines of, I don't know how to create the context to sell my program. I think that's what it really boils down to. Because most of us, once we get to know a person and we can kind of figure out what they need, we're not shy about making an offer. We just need the right context. And so when I talk about how to sell, how introverts can sell, the biggest thing comes down to how to create the proper context to sell your products and your programs so that you can sell with confidence without feeling sleazy or salesy. So I'm gonna talk about 3 different ways introverts can sell their close more sales. And the first one is by launching. Okay, so most people think that launching is just making a post saying, "Hey, I do this," or "I have this coaching program," or "I have this offer," and it's so much bigger than that. Launching has a lot of moving pieces, and a lot of moving pieces. But the thing with launching is when you launch your program, you are basically serving first. You're serving before you sell anything. And what you're doing is you're leveraging the power of reciprocity. Reciprocity is so powerful to the point where when you give so much, it makes people want to give back. It makes people want to invest or give back in some way because they just receive so much from you that they're more open to giving back in the form of investing or in the form of something else. So when you launch, you're serving first and you basically are earning your right to sell. Because if you launch and you're giving away some of your best content, you're teaching, you're serving, you earn your right to talk about your program, to make your offers. Okay. So launching, it's a lot of work, but at the same time, for me, it's so worth it to have the connection with my audience that I have. And the reason why I feel so connected to my audience is because I've done so many launches and my relationship with people in my audience has deepened. And so because of that, I get repeat sales often because I have such great connections and relationships with people in my audience. And so many times they'll buy from me multiple times, different offers, because they know me, they like me, and they trust me. And that came from launching. So launching creates the context for your offer. Now, I see this many times where somebody will just come out of the blue. They've been posting, funny content or, talking about their, personal lives and things like that, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, when you do that for months and months, and then all of a sudden you pop up like, "Hey, I got this new program. I'm going to help you do blah, 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 blah." And it's like, well, we don't even know if you can do what you say you can do. Um, we haven't seen you post anything about, you know, results you've helped people to get. Not even even if you don't have any results yet, that's totally okay. But even if you're posting content, helpful content around what it is that you do leading up to making that post, because if you do that, it puts it in context. But what happens is people just pop up out of the blue and they post their offers, and it's like you kind of posted that out of context because you haven't shared any content, you haven't made us aware that you even have something that can help us. You just posted it out of the blue, which is out of context, which does not work. Okay, those kind of posts do not get clicks. Now, if you're launching and you're showing up live and you're engaging with your audience every single day, you're posting content about how you have helped people, how you can help people, you're sharing how-to content, problem-solving content, and then you post your offer. Now it's in context, and you're more likely to get sales because you're posting in context. So launching does a few things. It puts you making your offer in context because it pertains to what you're doing in the moment. It also gives you opportunity to build relationships, which is amazing. So us introverts, like our relationships, building relationships online, I think introverts can really thrive in because we can talk, we can text all day, but just don't call us, right? Many of us don't call us in the middle of a messaging or text conversation. We do not like that. If we're texting, we like texting because we think better, we can take our time, we can gather our thoughts. It's just so much better for us. Because of that, I think that introverts can do very well with the DMs, direct messaging, selling in the DMs. Now, this topic right here is another one that so many people are afraid of because they don't understand, how do I DM someone in the proper context, right? You don't just pop up and DM somebody. As a matter of fact, just a few hours ago, I just blocked somebody because I sent them a friend request. They accepted the friend request. And as soon as they accepted the friend request, they jumped into the DMs and sent me a sales pitch. For me, I do not like when people do that because that lets me know that you only see me as a business opportunity and not as a person that you could be in some type of relationship with, whether it's a business relationship or any type of a relationship. That when you just send me a sales pitch as soon as we just connected, that lets me know you don't even try to find out what I do, or if you can actually help me, if your program is the right fit for me, if your group is the right fit for me. You just went straight for the pitch. That lets me know immediately that I'm just a business transaction to you. And so because of that, I choose not to be connected with people like that. The trick is with when you're selling in the DMs, the trick is creating a relationship, building a relationship. And one of the strategies for selling in the DMs comes from just building a relationship with people, connecting with people on a regular basis, commenting on their stuff, liking their stuff, you know, just participating and giving engagement. Um, and then a lot of times those relationships go into the DMs, and it's very easy to get in someone's DMs when it's in the proper context, right? So if you're connecting with someone, let me tell you one really powerful way that I connect with people. One thing that I do when I'm connecting with people is I look for similarities. So, for example, I connect very well with people who went to the same school that I went to. I got my Master of Divinity in Practical Theology from Regent University. So, when I see that someone went to Regent University, that's an instant connection point where I can reach out to them and say, "Hey, I saw that you went to Regent University. I went to Regent University too." And then we start the conversation. So that's one way that I connect with people. I also connect very well with military veterans because I'm a military veteran. So I find similarities to connect with people like that and to build a relationship with them first, because through that relationship, you may find that, you know what, this person is not even my ideal client, but I'm thankful for the connection because they may not be my ideal client, but guess what? Maybe they have some people that they can refer to me. Maybe they're connected to several of my ideal clients. So many times, just because a person is not your ideal client, it doesn't mean that they don't know people who are your ideal client. But that's the beauty of building relationships. So I think introverts can do very well with building relationships with people online because we like to message, we like to text, we like to email. Well, most of us do. So you can really build relationships with people just by messaging them on regularly. But what you would do is you would have your scheduled time where you're in the messages, just engaging and connecting with people. Yes, I'm telling you to put some time in your calendar to engage with people, your people in your audience. You don't have to be looking at your neighbor's new puppy, or well, you can do that later after you do things that are going to build your business. But so when you're building relationships, that leads to you being able to make them an offer or invite them to get on a call with you. Okay. So introverts can do very well with building relationships, driving the relationships to the direct message, and then from there, booking consultation calls. Consultation calls are still a very powerful way to sell your program. And I know that most people don't want to do the consult. You don't want to get on the phone with people. Listen, if you're gonna get on Zoom with somebody or on the phone with somebody, and that call is going to lead you to a $10,000 sale, a $5,000 sale, then listen, I'm all for it. Yes, I'm an introvert, but for when it's time to close the sale, I'm getting on Zoom with people. And I get on Zoom with people. I do consultations, and it's a great way to sell. Still very powerful way to sell. Even though that I know most people don't want to do that, and there's a lot of people out there who teach you not to do that. So, but let me tell you, I believe that during this time where AI is on the rise, I think human connection is so much more important now than it ever was, because I believe that most people want to connect with a person. They want to connect with somebody who really knows them and cares about them. And so connecting with people during this time is going to be huge, in a time where most people are trying to just run ads, send people to an automated system and send them, and then a link pops up at a certain time. Not saying that that's wrong, because I've done it as well. But I think that now people are going to crave that human connection. So if you are a coach or a mentor, or you're selling your expertise in any way, connecting with people is going to go a long way. Having that human connection. Now, I'm not saying don't use the tools that are available to you. I'm saying use them wisely, okay? Use them responsibly. So introverts can do very well with building relationships with people. And then driving those relationships to the DMs, and then the DMs to consultation calls. Now, there's a very strategic way to do this. There's a process to it. But if you work at it every day, you'll be surprised at how many sales you could be closing month to month to month. Like, if you start talking to, let's say, you start talking to people today, and what's today, April 25th. Let's say you start connecting with people, building relationships with people, your people who are your ideal clients. And then you're starting to find out, okay, this person may be my ideal client, this person is probably not, but you're constantly working on the relationship. Come May 25th, a month from now, you will have closed some sales because of the relationships that you have built. This is what I mean by it takes time. Now, it takes some people faster, longer to close than others. Some people are going to want to close, they're going to want to join your program right away. It's going to be a quick transaction. But some people need a little bit more time. They need to get to know you a little bit better. They need to see a little bit more of your content. This is why I tell my clients to create content every single week. Those are for the people who are kind of on the fence. They need to see you in action a little bit more, get to know you a little bit more. And that gives them the opportunity to decide if they want to work with you or not. So the other way that introverts can sell very powerfully is with Facebook groups. And now Facebook groups are not for everybody, but I'm going to tell you, let me just break it down. Let me just explain why I encourage my clients to start a Facebook group. Because remember when I said earlier, I said for introverts, when you're selling, it's important for an introvert to have context. Like we need the right context. We are not DMing strangers and making sales pitches does not excite us at all. That is not exciting. As a matter of fact, we think that's trashy. And I just told you about the person I just blocked because they accepted my friend request and immediately sent me a sales pitch. So I blocked her. So that's not the right way to sell anybody anything. But the thing is, when I encourage my clients to create a Facebook group that's going to attract their ideal clients. And the reason why I tell them that is because when you have a Facebook group and someone joins your Facebook group, then you can get in the DMs with them by sending them a simple welcome message, welcoming them to your Facebook group, and that begins the relationship. And when you get ready to offer them your program, or ask them, do they want to sign up for your next free workshop where you're going to be pitching your program, or ask them if they want to get on a consultation call with you, and build, you can still, build that relationship with them through the Facebook group. But the messaging part, it puts it all in context, right? When we, as an introvert, when we reach out to people, when we connect with people, we need things to be in the right context so that we can feel confident when it comes to selling, right? Because we don't want that sleazy feeling or that salesy feeling. The reason why I encourage my clients to create a Facebook group is because it's low hanging fruit, right? If you are if you teach people how to start a garden and you start a Facebook group called Gardening for Beginners, guess what? People who are new to gardening or people who want to start gardening are going to join that group. And let's say you have a program where you teach beginner gardeners how to start their first garden. So they're going to be coming into your Facebook group, and guess what you're going to do? You're going to hop in there, you're going to welcome them, you're going to start that relationship with them. And it makes it so much easier because now it's in context. They came to you, right? They came to your group. And so because they came to your group, you should be confident about sending them a welcome message. They're on your turf now, even though we know we don't own any of these platforms, right? So, but we're just borrowing it, right? But you get what I'm saying by when they come to your group, they're on your turf, and you should not be afraid to send them a welcome message, right? As a matter of fact, I think sending someone a welcome message is the polite thing to do. Just like when somebody comes to your home, not unannounced, but when they come to your home and it's planned, you make them feel welcome. You offer them a drink. You tell them where the bathroom is if it's their first time. Things like that. Welcoming people to your group is the same way. You want them to feel welcome. You want them to feel like they're in the right place, and you want the connection most importantly. So that is one way that I encourage my clients to get new clients is through Facebook groups. Now, I will tell you that their Facebook groups, getting clients through Facebook groups is still alive and very well. So it's still working. It still works. And the key is, like I said, is building relationships. But Facebook groups puts things in context, which is so important when it comes to introvert selling. We don't like a lot of small talk. We're not going to sit up and talk to you all day about the weather, right? Because small talk is not our thing, right? But we get excited to talk about like ideas and goals and dreams, like meaningful conversations. That's our thing. We're not the small talk type of people. We like meaningful conversations. And let me tell you that one of the most powerful ways you can close a sale is by having a meaningful conversation with somebody about whatever is around your niche, right? So I feel like so many introverts are like, we push sales away, but if we really understood how powerful we really are, we would be closing so many more sales, right? This is why I'm teaching this, because I want you to be able to go out there and close the sales. So the most powerful ways I bring in sales are through launches and through the DMs. Those are my two main sources of closing sales. And when I talk to my clients about this, and I just recently taught about this in our in-person event that we had in Atlanta a few weeks ago. And I talked about how I knew something was up when I closed once I closed $80,000 in sales in the DMs. I was like, oh my goodness, this stuff works. I need to help my clients to understand how they can close sales in the DMs. But that was like the turning point for me. Like, wait a minute now, something here is really working, and it's really good, right? But let me tell you the secret for us introverts. We have a secret power to really, we're very perceptive, and we can understand people's needs without them even having to say too much. And it's because we're just observant like that. And so understanding people's needs, that's one of the main things about selling. That's one of the main points of selling is you really have to understand what the person needs and what they want. So if you can do that, if you can start a relationship, find out what the person wants and needs, and make them an offer, you'll be wildly successful. So I think that most introverts, we're like, okay, well, how can I sell as an introvert? Because we don't want to do we don't want to do all of some of the things that we see other people doing, and you don't have to. You just have to lean into what you're already great at, what already feels good to you. Conversations are one thing that feels good to me. Messaging feels great to me. I can message all day. Actually, I enjoy messaging. I actually respond to my Facebook messages probably faster than my actual text messages. As a matter of fact, on my phone, I probably have so many unread text messages because I don't even really I don't even really get that much into it. So I'm just trying to see how I just trying to see how many unread text messages I have. But I have a lot of unread text messages. But guess what? I don't have a lot of unread Facebook messages because I have 440 unread text messages. That's a lot. So I a lot of times I don't even open if it's not something that's important, if it's not something that's pertaining to me right now. And granted, some of these text messages are from places like my dentist, who I'm going to see today, not my favorite thing at all. I don't like going to the dentist, but like stuff like that. But anyway, we can do very well with messaging. And that's why I'm quick to respond to my Facebook messages because that's how I connect with my clients. That's how I interact with them. And also, that's how I close a lot of my sales. So I'm very attentive to the DMs because that's where my money is rolling in at. And so if you're interested in learning how to sell in the DMs, just reach out to me. We can talk about some ways you can sell in the DMs. If you have an offer already, if you don't have an offer already or a program to sell, I can help you with that as well. I design offers for my clients and help them to put their expertise into a package that they can actually sell, which takes me back to the freebie that I just talked about. My free guide on 10 ways to package and sell your expertise online can help you get some ideas for the different ways you can bring money into your business because there's so many different ways you can package your expertise. So maybe you have a coaching program that's 6 months, but maybe that's not the best fit for some people, but maybe they will buy a VIP day from you where they can get all of their stuff done in one day of working with you. Or maybe they may buy, something else from you in a different form. So it's just you knowing how to package up your expertise in different ways so that you can have multiple streams of income coming into your business. There's so many different ways. And with that guide, you're going to get the pros and the cons of each option so that you can figure out what your next move is going to be. All right, you guys. So let me know if you have any questions. You can feel free to leave them in the comments. Even if you're coming back to watch the replay, you can comment or leave your question. I always go back and check those. Um, Now, I'm getting ready to go and test my Facebook group because, like I said, I've got some settings that I have been working on so that to make sure I can go live in my Facebook group. So if you see me popping up live and then not being live, it's because I'm just testing some things out. Other than that, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful Thursday. As I told you, I got a dentist appointment today, and I'm not looking forward to it. Even though it's just a cleaning, I know I got some other stuff that I need to get done. But I'm going to my dentist appointment later, and I'll be in and out of the Facebook group as well. So if you haven't joined us over in the Facebook group, come on over. It's Package and Sell Your Expertise Online. And so you can come on over there and join us. Just say you join from one of the live sessions, but you're welcome to come and join us if you're interested in creating an online business from knowledge that you already have. That's pretty much most of the stuff that we talk about. All the things around creating your business based on your knowledge and expertise. All right, you guys. I hope you have a beautiful Thursday and a beautiful weekend, and I'll see y'all back here next week, same time, same place. Have a good one, and I'll see you again soon.